Good morning, guys. I hope we are all well. Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to those charts. So obviously, I'm sure you guys are aware it is now the weekend. So major markets are open, forex markets aren't open. The CME isn't open, and yeah, so we're out on our own here, guys. Bitcoin's out on its own. So what can we expect this weekend? The most likely scenario, I believe, will just be some sort of sideways action. But obviously we're close to this this important zone here, this 10,500, 10,600. So it's for me, it's a case of, is it going to be sideways action in this zone here? Or can we try and carry some of this momentum upwards, get us back above this 10,500, 10,600 zone, and then play out some sideways action in this zone here? Obviously, as it looks at the moment, in the very short term, it looks like we are potentially going to be staying in this zone. But we'll just have to see how low this little sell-off we're getting goes, because realistically, this is, so far as this ultra short term is concerned, if we get picked up around here and come back up, it would look good for a move into this zone here. And I know, to be honest, normally that's obviously quite a big move for Bitcoin, but we are having to look at digestion of price of basically this whole move we've got going on here. So it's a large range move. So realistically, a move like this and into here isn't as big as what it may be like when we were trading with this obviously smaller levels of volatility here. So yeah, whilst I'm saying sideways, the sideways could basically take us up into this zone here. That's obviously the ideal scenario. That is what we want to see. But if we don't get that, because obviously if we're consolidating on these lows, it's clearly not good. It won't look good for Bitcoin. It won't look too good. Let me just move this out of the way. We'll have a quick look to see what the 12 hour and the daily are looking like. As you can see, that has a pretty nice bullish candle on the 12 hour. So all that we need now is to take out the top of that candle to what would likely then be continuation to the upside, and the top of that candle is basically the top of our level, well, to the dot, basically, about 10,006, just over 10,600. So that is a target. It seems a long way from price now, mid 10,300s, but like I said, we're in a high vol regime at the moment in the short term. So yeah, we can do $200 and $300 moves, as we've obviously clearly come down from here. So and we'll have a quick look at that daily also. Yeah, I mean, daily doesn't obviously have the same nice long sort of doji candle, bullish looking candle, but we have obviously come back up to, we just played this range out, we tapped down here, we tested back up here, and I mean, obviously the back tests are usually usually they're sold into, so obviously that is the risk, and then we play out this zone here, and then we have to decide, do we actually get supported here, come back and then take it back up, or get support at any point in this region, then come back and then take this level out? Or is this going to be a back test where we then come back down and take out these lows and continue lower? That is the big question. So we'll have a look at the momentum indicators, because they may not be looking too bad, albeit from obviously quite low starting point. But yeah, 4 hour at the moment it's moving up, but it's looking like it's potentially going to curl back over. But I mean, if we can get and stay above 10,400, I think this will still give us a bullish bias, and well, do its best to get us into the bullish area. 10 hour potentially kind of turn up as well, potentially, so that may be on the cards to help us, and then 12 hour potentially going to turn up, which may be on the cards to help us, but none of these are confirmed yet. And just the same way that I always say, we can get jammed up in the sort of the bullish, the higher zone. We can clearly get jammed down in this bearish zone. No problem. Obviously, the difference being we are still in a macro bull trend, so it's easier to get jammed up at the highs whilst we are making those bullish moves up. Than it would be in a macro bull trend to get jammed down on these lows. Obviously, because you would expect price action not to hang around too long at lower prices. Daily has turned back down though, so that is not ideal. So we've got to keep an eye on this one. We don't want to be coming lower than this level. We want to be turning back as soon as possible, but hey, we'll just have to see what price action gives us. And weekly again the same, turning down, but yeah, I mean it's turning down, isn't it? So obviously I think the weekly is going to probably take a bit to get us to turn back up in price action wise, seeing as we're quite a long way off those well, we're more than $2,000 off 12.5k at the moment. So yeah, so obviously things are in the balance at the moment. You guys know from my last night's video how I am kind of viewing things at the moment. I'm viewing things at the moment, and this is just a test out of the lower and higher ranges of various assets that are doing various things. So obviously this is a test out in higher ranges in things that are basically going down, and the test out of low ranges and things that are going up. But obviously those ranges can be broken, and if they are broken, they're broken, and that's basically what happens. And then we will have to reassess. Then I will have to reassess basically my views on what's going to happen going forwards. But yeah, but for the time being, this does look like one of for the time being, this looks like one of Bitcoin's sort of crazy moves. Obviously a bit more crazy than usual. I mean, you can see we had this big rally up, had a savage pullback from basically over 12k to basically over 10k. We'll call that roughly $2,000 move. We never got that low again, and then moved back up and then went higher. Bitcoin often does moves like this. It's part of its nature, its price action, its personality. So we will have to see. Obviously this move can keep coming down. I mean, clearly we got more legs down as we were coming down here, basically three drives down as it turned out. But yeah, is that enough? Do we play out some sideways? Can we get back to 11k? Can we get over 11k? In which case things will start to look very good again after a very stern test of these lows. If we get back above 11k, it will look very good. But obviously we've got to do that we've got to get back above 11k, and to get back above 11k, firstly we're going to get into this zone here and hold price action into this zone. So I'm not surprised we didn't break straight back up there and get into there, because there's still going to be a lot of bearish sentiment. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be selling into this rally because they basically want to get out of their position but didn't on the way down here. There's going to be people that want to put shorts on that are going to use this as an opportunity. So now it's a case of seeing, have those people made the right decision, or is the buying pressure going to come through and drive us up anyway after those guys have done their business, done their selling? Yeah, and then can we get the move to the upside? So yeah, like I said, things are in the balance, and you guys know all eyes are on stock markets and the dollar. They are clearly important drivers of Bitcoin. They are basically what I believe has driven Bitcoin down from here. Well, one being at resistance anyway, and then the dollar rally, and then the stock market sell off as well. These things are clearly going to have a drag on Bitcoin price. So, and then similarly, they will have a drag up on Bitcoin price if they then reverse and go back up. And don't bet against stocks, guys. Don't bet against the ability of stock markets to go up. And don't forget there is potential new stimulus coming. New stimulus, as in like the stimulus checks. Obviously, there's stimulus all the time for basically the rich people and big businesses, but we're talking about those few odd bones that get tossed to the normal people, the poorer people and the normal people. We've got some of that stimulus maybe coming, so that will clearly have a nice driver for these markets to the upside if that does basically get agreed upon. So yeah, that is it really, guys. Obviously it's time to be cautious. It's a time to just to basically keep an eye on things, and yeah, obviously hope for the best, plan for the worst. But overall, in my opinion, as I said in last night's video, things are still looking okay in the context of a larger move up. I mean, if we go to the weekly, you kind of see we've got this level. We broke out this level here. We back tested that level. We always look for back tests. We break out important levels. I always look for back test all the time. That's what often happens. You get a back test of a level, an old resistance as new support, an ORNS as I call it, or ORNS, yeah, old resistance, new support. You get these just to test that this support is in fact support. The fact we did actually break out an important level, and then once you do confirm that level, it usually is onwards and upwards. So that is potentially what we've got going on. Obviously, the flip side to that is, was this a fake out? Do we come back? Can we not hold the level? And then do we come down? And then all sorts of bad things will happen for price action. But at the moment, I mean, we have to give price action the benefit of the doubt. This is a back test so far. And if we rally off here, then things will start to look good again. And you can see on this chart, if we get back above 11k, things will start to look really good again. And that will be I think that will be a signal for people to start to regain confidence in these markets. That has definitely been dented the past couple of days. So yeah, that is it, guys. Happy weekend, everybody. Hope you guys all have a good weekend planned, and I'll speak to you guys later on today.